Ladies and gentle hands, this is our guardian farm. Now listen, okay, I get it. It's ugly. It's a giant block of sand in the middle of the ocean. No, okay, we're not keeping it that way. We're gonna make a mega build. We're gonna be making a huge mega build right on top of this big old block of empty sand in our world, making a beautiful island out of prismarine, and I'm very excited to work on it. Been AFKing for a few days now. You know, I've gotten up to nearly day 2000 up there in the upper left. And we have these 3 chests full of prismarine. And we got some prismarine bricks over in these ones full to the brim. But now we got to transfer all of this stuff into our inventory, into these shulkers. I went to the end and I killed a handful more shulkers. And now we're stacked up on shulker boxes once again. So let's load these up real quick. All right, we got all of our shulkers, all of our prismarine bricks, and all of our regular prismarine in their corresponded little shulker colored boxes. Also have some moss here because on a live stream, we made our moss farm. Yes, here in the Cyberpunk City, we finally made our moss tower functional. We brought some function to it. On my little YouTube live stream I did, which a lot of you guys came and hung out with me, which was pretty freaking sweet. We set up our moss farm. It was pretty annoying to make, but luckily I had a schematic for it, you know, a little Lightmatica thing for it. So helped out a little bit with the efficiency of making this farm. And we got plenty of moss and all of its byproducts of a moss farm in here. And we will be converting, well, actually, no, we'll be using a lot of the moss and we'll be making a lot of mossy cobblestone. I guess I got to do that real quick. There we go. I think a shulker of mossy cobble might do us well. There's a good chance I'll have to come back here and make some more mossy cobble when we start working on the actual terraforming project. Wait, what the? Wait, that's a crazy looking tree. It's just floating in the middle of this birch forest. That's crazy. Minecraft be like. All right, so let's break it down a little bit. So our first step is to gather resources, which we have shoved into our inventory here with all these shulker boxes. So we can go ahead and tick that off the list. Our second step is to create our wireframe for the island, which is essentially just kind of planning out the general shape and the size of all of our build around here, which we'll do next. And our last step will be terraforming, which is the actual nitty-gritty work, the real deal. So for the actual theme of this build, I really want to explore more of a mystical, ruinous, runic feeling island. Now, obviously, this island's going to be all by its lonesome in the middle of the ocean, so it needs to feel some like there's some sort of specialness to it. And I think prismarine is a great excuse to really capture that feeling. Prismarine is usually reserved typically, you know, for detailing and roofs and like sort of like a tile kind of look, and never really for terraforming or for general island purposes. So I want to flip it on its head. So of course, sit back, relax, and enjoy the montage. So actually, I had to end up gathering some resources because when I was designing this in creative mode, I got a little bit more carried away than I was originally planning. And it turns out I need a lot more resources than just prismarine and moss. So I had to go out of my way to gather a bunch of terracotta, red sand, concrete, and also I had to mine a lot of gold, like a lot of raw gold, because I use a lot of raw gold and gold in this build palette once we actually get to it a little bit. And I had no gold. I had 0 gold, and mining all this gold was ridiculous. But luckily, I went to the mesa and I mined a bunch of the gold. All right, we're back. Yeah, shoved into our inventory here, we have all of our resources actually this time, not just a bunch of frickin' prismarine. Like, look at this. This is this is the most amount of shulkers I think I've ever had to use for a single build, which is actually pretty exciting if you think about it. We go big here on this channel. Oh yeah. Not all the time, okay? I need to pace myself sometimes. So yes, we have all of our moss in here and some mossy cobblestone, a bunch of prismarine and prismarine bricks, and then we have all of these random blocks and a lot of grass blocks too. A lot of copper. Just as much copper as we need, like, of the prismarine bricks. Because I ended up adding this into the palette, and then a bunch of brown wool, which is going to be used in the build. And it won't look brown, hopefully. Now that we have all of our resources, I think it's finally time to begin working on our Guardian Island. Now, I've put so much time into this video, so if you could spare me a moment, spare some change, and subscribe to the channel and leave a like on the video. I want to see if I can hit 500 likes on this video. I've never really asked for any like goals before, but let's freaking do it. I know we can do it. All right, without further ado, cue the montage. Hello guys, I thought I'd interrupt your regularly scheduled program for a little bit of an intermission. Let's talk about the build a little bit so far. So right here we have one of the first key wow, why is my mouse so freaking so we have the first key trait of what our island is going to look like. We have a lot of these really crazy looking jut outs here. If you guys don't know who Shovel241 is, he's an amazing creative builder from the Bakery Builders server. And he recently made a video, kind of making AI generated Minecraft terrain and like reinterpreting it in his own. And for one of the builds, he did a sunken farlands, and he used a lot of these really crazy looking like diagonal shapes. I don't know really what to call them. Maybe shards? So up here, you can get a little bit of a better view and a better idea, hopefully, on what we're going to be doing here. So we're going to have a handful of these jut outs going all around of the island, and we're kind of making a sort of a flower shape with the base of the island. And in the middle will be our shrine, kind of right where those guardians are all funneling into the middle there. That's where our shrine will start, and it'll end way above our AFK spot there, and it'll be towering above. It's going to be a massive build. It's a big, big thing on our plate, but I'm having a good time building this so far, just jamming out to the new Kendrick album. Now, when it comes to the palette that we're using here, we're using a lot of the moss and a little bit of mossy cobblestone to try to blend in these two textures and these colors here. There's really no in-between block between green and this prismarine color. Like, the weather copper kind of works, but I'd rather use it as an accent block throughout the build to be a bit more of a differential between, just these two colors, because these are very similar despite these being animated and they change color over time. They're still very similar. So I think the weather copper works a bit better as a texture block throughout the whole thing. So we're just using a simple gradient of the moss to the mossy cobble and then into the prismarine and the texturing below. But that's pretty much the base of the island. We have some grass I'm going to throw on top as well and some ferns just to make it a little bit more detailed. But anyways, let's get cracking back to it. I can't waste too much time. I got a video to make. Here it is so far. This is looking so cool. I'm actually so happy with it. Holy moly. Let's get a nice thing. Ooh, yes. Oh my God. I love it. It's so cool. It's very, very abstract and very, we got a lot of floating pieces here, and I tried to make a bit more, a bit more sense of why it's floating, and hopefully the centerpiece will kind of answer that a bit more once we get that working. Here it is through the center. Look at that. You guys see the shape that I'm going for here? It looks like a big old flower, kind of. Here, let me go grab some more rockets. We've also gone through a big chunk of our resources already. Look, that's all of our prismarine we went through, and almost done with all the bricks. It's a lot of blocks I've been placing. Wow. Oh my God. It looks so cool. Do a little fly through. Hello, guardians. This farm's been running the whole time. Oh, no. Now, there's a few gaps on the inside here. As you can see right here very clearly, it's just an open wound into the hollowness of all of these. I made them hollow because waste of resources otherwise. We'll be addressing the gaps right there and over here very shortly. But yeah, I just wanted to kind of fly through, let you guys feel a bit more immersed in this build. This build is super awesome. I'm so proud of how this turned out, and the final product of what it's going to look like is absolutely amazing. Dude, it looks so good, especially like right here at this state where the prismarine's kind of this bluish hue. It looks so pleasing. Oh, it looks so mystical. All right, enough gassing myself up. Let's continue on this build. So in the middle pieces here, right where those gaps are going to be, we're going to be building a giant shrine, big old shrine, and it's going to stand out from the rest. It's kind of going to match the theme of the guardians. You see they got the orange on them. This big old tower in the middle is going to be orange, and it has a lot of unique colors to convey the orangeness, because there's not a lot of orange blocks in the game. Soon we'll be getting the resin blocks in the winter drop update, which is coming really soon. I'm really excited to be building with that palette too. But let's not get too distracted here. I guess we should continue building. Yeah, let's get back to it. as the sun sets with our new mega build made. Oh my gosh. What a pretty view over here. I absolutely am in love with this thing. And you really get a good idea of like what the shape is of this island. You get a better understanding of like what the entire idea behind this island is, especially now with this in context. It kind of adds a bit more background to these objects right here. Oh my gosh. All right, we need to sleep though. Now we're taking it from a grounded perspective because I'm running low on rockets. But oh my, this is how I'll typically see it. You know, if I was riding the boat over from the islands, which are over there. The seaside village is over there. But this looks amazing. Oh my gosh. The shading on the main shrine here is just way too good. It works perfectly. Like Minecraft already has, you know, a bit of shadows there, but just using these darker toned blocks, these, you know, kind of leaning more into these brown textures and going into black, just emphasizes those shadows like tenfold, and especially the highlights too. There's a little bit of highlights on the edges here and on the top as well, like on there, on there, on the edge. But yeah, just appreciate this for a little bit. Like this took me so long. And if you're watching this far, please subscribe. All right, I guess we'll use our last 3 rockets and do a little flyby, a little fly around, fly through the center of it. Oh yeah. So we have a lot of these little floating blocks here, and I just really wanted to emphasize the whole. Oh, come on. Of course we're missing a block there. Are you kidding me? I wonder what that is supposed to be. I'm gonna guess yellow terracotta. All right, last rocket. Can we get it? Come on. Coming in hot. And, oh, it's definitely not supposed to be yellow terracotta. Even worse, I misplaced it. No, that block's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. Oh no. All right, back in my freaking boat. Whatever. Ew. Oh my god, it ruined the whole build. It ruined everything. No, but seriously, this is an awesome build. This is probably the coolest and most unique build I have in my world. And it's all for a guardian farm, which I, ironically, am probably never going to use again. But that's besides the point, okay? We have a cool build in our world now, and it's in the middle of the ocean. Now, it's thundering? Holy. Okay, wait, dreary? Look how dreary this looks. Oh my. I guess we'll sleep again. Bottom of the ocean. Now we have one issue with our build right now because we're not quite done. We're not finished. We're not finished with this build. We have some minor, small things we need to tweak about this. So first, we have one of the elephants in the room. It's not as big as this elephant, but you know, it's a baby elephant. The sand walls here. These sand walls need to get removed. They're ugly, they're stupid, and I hate them. Okay, maybe a little harsh, but they're all there. It's only here because I needed to drain the monument itself. So my plan to handle our little sand demolition here is actually do a whole nother layer of glass on the inside here. Then we get rid of the walls on the outside, and then we should be pretty good to kind of encapsulate this big old farm here, this big old clearing we have. So we're going to do a bunch of blue glass on the outside. We'll do a layer on the top because we have a little bit of room before we technically are in the farm. So on this layer down below where this block is, so I guess like this block right here, right? This will be the layer that we're going to do a layer of glass on, and then we'll have a layer of water on top. So we can still boat around, and you know, we'll extend down the terrain here, you know, 1 block or so, just to give it a bit more context, and so we can still swim around and boat around in the farm. And then we need to make some sort of entrance in as well. And I think we'll just have some simple little dock, you know, somewhere right here, and then we'll just have a little entrance drop in down. You know, you feel me? Pretty simple, nothing too crazy. And then something that I need to do that I'm not going to share with you guys is actually, well, I guess I'll share it with you guys, but I'm not going to include it, is I need to light up all the insides and all the innards of the farm here, because there is also a lot of gaps. The Endermen are mean and were griefing me. Like, look at this moss block. That's not me, I swear. I'm good at placing blocks, okay? We have a few random gaps like this, and there's one more right here. Just like a few random spots, and I also need to light everything up so no bad guys and creepers spawn, because I got blown up a few times working on this. Just, you know, set back my progress ever so slightly. Now, another thing that some of you OG viewers might recognize is the fact that this is a Guardian farm, and our church back at home is also a Guardian-themed church. So I feel like the shrine here kind of ties really well into our whole theme with the Guardian Church, and this is kind of a shrine, so this is maybe, you know, the origin of that sort of religion or cult that we have going on in the Italian village. I know some of you guys might not be familiar with it, but it's kind of like a subtle little lore thing that I started out when we first made that mega build way back when. And I thought I may as well kind of continue it. You know, when I threw in the shrine here, I was like, this is low-key perfect for it. All right, so it's time to head over to the desert biome and go mine out a bunch of freaking sand so we can get these walls built up and ready for making this base look a little bit prettier. Base? No, this is our freaking shrine. So actually, it turns out I had enough sand already back at the base to start this project, so I didn't have to mine any sand. So I just had to use a little bit of furnace, auto smelt all of our sand down to glass, and then we give a little dye and we make it all blue, and now I'm placing all the blocks. Look at that. And this is our finalized build. Actually finished. We have the whole sand wall removed, glass placed in, all the water fixed up on the top, which was very annoying to deal with. Minecraft water, fix yourself, man. But our build, our remodel, our redesign of the ocean monument is finally done. This was ridiculous. I'm working up to the last minute here on this edit and this video. I'm super happy with how it's, you know, how this project has been turning out, but oh man, I'm crunching right now, guys. Now, there's one little tiny last little thing we need to do, and we need to make a little AFK spot right up here. And I got a bunch of glass here because we're gonna make a guardian eye as our little AFK spot to kind of tie this fully into the whole guardian theme we have going on here. All right, this is our center. And then we'll just make the little eyeball. Does that look like a guardian eye? Oh, it actually does. Oh, I like that a lot. Okay, cool. All right, let's see how this looks from the outside. A nice little guardian eye. Okay, it's not bad. I mean, it's an AFK spot. It's gonna have to exist there. It's quite small. I mean, I think that's fine for now. But if you guys have any suggestions for what we could put in the middle here, leave a comment down below. I think that would be awesome to see what you guys think. Yeah. All right, let's get a little look on the inside of how this looks. I haven't really seen the inside here, but I do have a little secret entrance right here. Ooh, so secret. Oh, whoa. Wait, this is kind of cool. I love how dark the ocean is. It kind of just gets rid of all the blue hue that is like typically there. Oh, whoa. They're flying. All these little particles here you see, by the way, this is like an indicator that it's flowing water. And I tried fixing the sides, you know, where all the sand used to be. But man, water mechanics are so annoying in this game. And of course, our guardian farm still fully functional. We got no problems there. And we just covered up the, you know, the innards here with glass and everything. We don't have a real official entrance yet. I do want to make like a little water elevator or something of that sort. You know, like a nice little boat dock, and then you hop in and just a water drop or a water elevator back up to go in and out. But for now, we're going to use our little secret entrance. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's episode of Hardcore Minecraft. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. As always, if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. Leave a like on the video. I want to try to hit 500 likes. 500. All right, and that's going to do it.